I just wanted to talk about polling for just a second because, first of all, I don't think we should believe any of the polls, and we should vote harder than ever, no matter what the polls say. But just in general, are most polls still like landline polls where they're called? I mean, who has a landline? But I'm asking a real question. Great. So one out of the four of us. But so most polls are just calling landlines.
No, much of them have called cell phones. One of the great things about 538 is they rank the polls. Like you'll look at a poll here. Mitchell Research and Communications, it gets a D-. He's like, here, I'm going to show you this poll, and then I'm going to tell you this poll's crap.
Yeah, well, to be fair, the Mitchell folks said, we look forward to a D- rating.
That's right, yeah.
But Rob, you've accidentally wandered into one of my favorite topics, which is what's wrong with the polls, which is that it's not the landlines versus cell phones as much anymore. That used to be a huge issue.
Yeah.
It's likely voters that they poll, and that is what most of them do. But in a lot of the races, they're unlikely voters. That's why Trump won. That's why Bernie Sanders won in the primaries in Michigan. It was a 20-point flip because they both are populists and they bring out people who don't normally vote. That's why Beto still has a chance in Texas because there's a lot of young voters who don't normally vote who might not show up in the polling. And then it leads perfectly into the last point I was going to make about the Ben Jealous race. Look, keeping it real. African American voters ain't nothing to mess with, and so these African American gubernatorial candidates, Ben Jealous, Stacey Abrams, and Andrew Gillum, have a secret weapon, which is the African American vote. And the more that the Republicans antagonize them, voter suppression in Florida, outwardly racist statements in Florida, did I say Florida earlier? In Georgia, voter suppression in Georgia, although they do it almost everywhere. In Florida, the outwardly racist statements by DeSantis.
The robocalls in Georgia.
The robocalls in Georgia are just hideous.
There's an Oprah one today that came out.
Yeah, and so it looks like early voting in Georgia is through the roof, highest of percentage-wise of any state. So I think they mess with the wrong people.
The good pollsters take that into account as best they can. It doesn't mean that you're wrong, but they take into account, like they ask people in their models, they're taking into account people who have not voted and therefore would be traditional unlikely voters, but are particularly motivated about this race, have a keen level of interest, and then they're more likely to include them in the likely voter block. But it's super hard to tell.
Like what you see? Click the subscribe button below and don't forget to ring the bell to never miss another video from the Young Turks.